Oh my gosh, this new Doctor Who figure set looks so sick! Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave you right there and I'm going to unbox you tomorrow. God, I'm so excited. Wow, this new Doctor Who figure set looks so cool! Oh, I'm so excited to unbox this tomorrow. I'm so excited to unbox that and this tomorrow. Oh my god, I've been waiting for this figure set for so long! Oh, I'm so psyched to open this tomorrow. Oh, I forgot about all of these. Okay, I'll put this right here and I'll unbox all of them tomorrow. I promise this time. Oh my lucky stars! It's been so long since I've been able to grab myself a Sarah Jane and K9 figure set. Oh, I'm so excited to... Fine, I'll unbox all of them now, shall I? All of them at once. Fucking finally. Let's get it all done. Unbox all of them. Let's do it. Hey everyone, and welcome to probably the biggest Doctor Who figure unboxing I've ever made on my channel. And that's saying a lot because over the years, especially when my channel was predominantly Doctor Who, I've done a multitude of unboxings of Doctor Who merch, very little of which being of action figure nature. I've done a significantly less amount of that than I'd expect, that's for sure. But that's what we're going to do today. We're going to unbox every single one of these Doctor Who figure sets that you see behind me, considering I've really let it pile up over the last, probably year, to at least maybe 10 months or so, probably a year now, actually. The earliest item I received was probably the John Hurt and Dalek Scientist set, that one back there. So do we unbox them in order of me possessing them, or just do we go for it and go for a random order? To be honest, I'm kind of itching to unbox this one first, the Fourth Doctor and Robot set, because Robot is one of my favourite Doctor Who stories of all time, and I've never had a season 12 Fourth Doctor figure before. And I also really wanted the giant robot figure as well. So let's open this one first. I'd only be anticipating it the whole video if I saved it for last, and I wouldn't be able to think about anything else. So I'm just gonna take out me trusty rusty penknife to open these boxes as carefully as possible, because I feel like I want to preserve the packaging for at least some of these figures to show them on display. I thought I'd also take the opportunity for this video to also give you guys a little better picture as to where I'm at with Doctor Who as a whole, because I don't think I've been oh god, it's not actually open at all. Hold on, I'm gonna absolutely break the cardboard before I even open it. Yes, there we go, cool. So where am I with Doctor Who at the moment? Well, hey everyone, it's Future Editing Zach here to give you a little bit of a update on this video. Just to give you guys a bit of insight into where I am with Doctor Who now, because this video, unfortunately for me, was recorded 2 days before the announcement of Ncuti Gatwa being announced as the 14th Doctor. I recorded this before then, which means I didn't get to talk about what I thought about the announcement of the new Doctor, which is kind of annoying, but I can't exactly just reshoot me opening the boxes again. So I thought I'd just record this little segment in here just to quickly discuss what I think of it. I fucking love it. I love that Ncuti is the new Doctor. I am just going to quote what I said on Twitter. What the fuck? When did I delete Twitter off my phone? Oh yeah, it's a cesspool of social media angst. I'll find Twitter on the computer, 1 second. Here's what it says. I said, and I quote, "If the rumours are to be believed," I tweeted this before it was officially announced on the BBC website, "I'm really pleasantly surprised with RTD choosing Ncuti Gatwa to be the next Doctor. If his performance in Sex Education is anything to go off of, I think he'll do brilliant in the role." That's what I think. I love Ncuti in Sex Education. He is the best character by fucking far. He's the most talented. He's got very flamboyant personality, at least the character did, and it looks like the actor is just as energetic. So I feel like he'll bring a very bouncy, very upbeat performance while not being too unfoundedly happy-go-lucky. I think that he's a rare... I'm going to eat these words, and this new era is going to be shit. But I am so optimistic for what this run of Doctor Who will be post Jodie. I've said this in previous videos, and I'll say it later in this video, I think, when I'm talking about Jodie's era. I think I've really warmed up to Jodie as a Doctor, and I think that Series 13 did wonders for her character. But I feel that she's come into her own recently. So it's really sad that people are already jumping onto the show with the fact that, oh, Russell T Davies is back, and oh, Ncuti's now the Doctor, which is obviously amazing news because it's a recipe for this. It's a recipe for success, but also it's also undermining the fact that we've still got Jodie's final episode to watch before we get there, and I want to appreciate it because I will be sad when Jodie leaves, despite me being fucking over the moon and excited about this new era. I hope that it's good. I don't want to eat my words. I think that at the very least, Ncuti is a very talented actor, and I've not known Russell T Davies to be a bad writer, so hopefully, fingers crossed that we've got good things coming, people. Basically, anyway, that's it from me. I will let you watch the rest of this video now. So take it away, Zach from 2 days ago. I've spoken in length in the past about how I have varying degrees of love and hate towards the current iteration of the show, that being the Chibnall era, if you want to call it that. Oh, this thing looks so cool. I'm saving the packaging for this. Isn't this going on display? I'll show you it right now. That looks so cool. I'm going to open it now as carefully as I can while I talk. So with the current era going on at the moment, which is ending this year with the centenary special, with Jodie's last episode, that being, I have a love-hate relationship with this current era. I have definitely shown my disdain towards it. I have been quite vocal in my open hatred towards this era, and I will be honest with you, this last year of the actual, I'm gonna put this sellotape in the bin. This last year of this current run of Who, it's been the best and worst, like, sort of set of episodes that we've got out of this whole era so far since Jodie's Doctor. That we've had her best episodes and worst episodes, with the Doctor Who Flux and with the other special episodes that we've received. As well as that, we got Legend of the Sea Devils. We received that episode just after Easter, and I don't love it. I'm not going to lie. I went in with a lot of hype, and that was probably my first mistake. This is being a bitch, I won't lie. Don't use knives like this. This is not the correct way to do it. Don't cut towards you. That's my first mistake. If I die in this video, it's due to my own stupidity. Just want that little PSA out of the way before we continue. Oh, here's the Fourth Doctor in all his glory. Hold on. You guys have no idea how long I've waited for a season 12 Fourth Doctor figure. I've been waiting so long for this figure, and now I finally have one. It's almost as beautiful as me holding that Remembrance Dalek for the first time, that Imperial Dalek. This is just something I never thought I'd ever actually possess, but I actually have one now, and it's so cool. And we haven't even opened the giant robot yet. That's the most exciting part. I'll put this cheeky chappy up here for all the world to see while I open the robot. Can you stand up, sir? There we go. And he dropped the knife on the floor, and that would have been dangerous. This is a cautionary tale. Oh wait, is this not tied up? Oh, he is. That's good. Otherwise it would have fallen out right there. The current run of Who has been a lot of hit and misses, really. Like Flux had Village of the Angels, which I loved, and War of the Sontarans, and Halloween Apocalypse, I think the first one was called. It came with some good episodes, but it also came with some bad ones. Like The Vanquishers was an absolute dumpster fire of an episode, as well as Survivors of the Flux was a bit of a stinker. And then as well as that, like with the specials after Flux, it's been a lot of hit and misses. Like, I really enjoyed Eve of the Daleks, but I equally didn't really like Legend of the Sea Devils as much as I'd hoped. I don't hate the episode. I was just disappointed with it because I love the Sea Devils, so I was expecting more, evidently. That doesn't mean the episode was bad. I just didn't enjoy it as much as I'd hoped that I would, because I'm a fanboy of the Sea Devils, the episode and the monster. The thing is with me is that, especially recently, I've done a lot of like self-reflecting of like, like what's important in life and what to take for granted and what not to. And Doctor Who is definitely one of those things I shouldn't take for granted, because one day it will be cancelled and we'll have no Doctor Who to criticise. That's in the current. This robot looks so cool. Basically, I've been evaluating and I've thought to myself, life's too short then to complain about how a TV show is not as good as it used to be, because it's still decent. And as long as Doctor Who in its current form, no matter who's the showrunner or who's the Doctor, as long as Doctor Who still each year gives me at least 1 or 2 episodes in its run that I find enjoyment out of, then it's still the show that I love. And as long as it keeps the formula of Dr. TARDIS and a whimsical companion or 2, it's still the show that I fell in love with at the end of the day. And there's not much else to really have to abide by in terms of the Doctor Who formula, which is, I guess, a blessing and a curse, because every 3 or 4 years the show does reinvent itself and reboot itself, and it becomes almost unrecognizable 10 years apart from itself. So like the Doctor and Rose from 2005-2006 is unrecognizable even just 5 years later when it's 11th Doctor and Clara or Amy or something. So the show is always going to be very alien from itself. So people criticize. I feel like people criticize the Jodie era for the wrong reasons. I think it's something that I've come to notice. Like, my reasons for it is not necessarily the fact that it's not the show that they loved, because the show is never going to stay the same for more than 3 or 4 years at a time, because new Doctors come and go and companions enter and exit all the time. Same with different iterations of the Master, different designs of the Dalek. Despite the current iteration with the Bronze Dalek being around for bloody 10 years now, it feels like. But I digress. Let's get this robot out of this lovely little casing here. Okay. Don't fall over now. Oh my flipping lord above. Even has his gun as well. Oh, look at this. Look at this guy. It's this sort of shit. It's this shit. It's these little human moments that I get where I get to unbox a package that retains a figure that has a sentimental value to me, from it has an attachment to a story that I love in my favorite show. That's one of the little moments like this is why I feel like life is too short and you need to just appreciate Doctor Who in every form that it exists in. And there we have it. First set unboxed. Let's keep going. This is fun. All right, cool. Chuck this garb not in the bin, because we're going to keep it. We're going to keep the packaging, and that one's going to be on display. Put this down here. Hooah! There we go. Next one. We'll do the 4th Doctor companion set, just so that Tom doesn't feel all lonely up there with just the robot. So, like I say, I feel like people have really been criticising the Jodie era for the wrong reasons. People can have their opinions and say that the Chibnall era is the worst era of the entire show, and I'm not one to disagree with you there. In fact, it is one of my least favourites of the whole show in terms of significant runs of episodes all at once. Series 11 was an absolute dumpster fire, and no one can tell me different from that. I still stand by that. But I won't say that the Chibnall era hasn't had its positives. I feel like he's definitely been treating the classic monsters, with the exception of the Sea Devils to a certain extent. He's definitely been, at least with the Sontarans, he's given the Sontarans a whole new lease of life. The Sontarans during the Moffat era were just comic relief. Ow, come on. Come on, Sarah Jane, you can do it. Yes. Sarah Jane, the first of 3. Oh, God. I feel like the Sontarans were treated with a lot more respect with the Chibnall era than they ever have been in any other iteration. In fact, I think War of the Sontarans is the best Sontaran episode, just behind the Time Warrior and Sontaran Experiment. So take that as you will. Also, the Cybermen. Let's ignore the Cyber Masters, just the Cybermen. They were handled quite well in the Chibnall era, in my opinion. I think Ascension of the Cybermen and Haunting of Villa Diodati, those episodes are actually some of Chibnall's best episodes, in my opinion. There's Romana 2. And then we have Romana 1. Get out of there. Please. There you go. Cool. Romana 1. Key to Time Romana. So, yeah, Chibnall era is a mixed bag of good shit, but also bad shit. especially season 12, I'm very, very conflicted, of series 12 of Jodie's era, is definitely one that I have a lot of mixed emotions about, because it comes with some of the best episodes that we've had in the New Who era, especially in Jodie's era, but also we've had some of the worst as well. So like the worst being stuff like, yeah, I don't know, like Timeless Children, for example, or Now You See Me or Now You Hear Me. That episode was absolute pants. Also, Praxius as well wasn't that good either. But on the flip side of it, we also got episodes that I love, actually. We have, like I said, Ascension of the Cybermen, Haunting of Villa Diodati, and Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror is one that shouldn't be understated, in my opinion. I think that one was a phenomenal episode and should not be overlooked anymore. And also Fugitive of the Dune, I suppose, is good. If a tad overrated, I feel. But yeah, okay, here we go. We have these little chaps here. We have two of them. This is the Keys of Marinus set, by the way, if you couldn't tell by the monsters. And it also comes with a lovely Ian Chesterton, as you can see there. Lovely. That's a cool set. But Series 11 was definitely a low point in my love for Doctor Who. I'll open Sarah Jane next, I think. This older Sarah Jane. It's funny, I've got two Sarah Janes in this one unboxing video. But Series 11 was definitely a low point in my... I shall just rip this open, actually, I think. I don't think there's any... Oh, there are twist ties. Yeah, Series 12 was a low point. Series 12, Series 11 was a low point in my Whodom Doctor Who love. Because Series 11 is the worst run of episodes, I think, of the whole show. And that includes the classic series. And I don't think anybody could contest that with me. That is my opinion. I'm allowed it. And no one could come up with a fucking Declaration of Independence, and that wouldn't sway my opinion of my hatred for Series 11. It is the worst thing in the world, and I don't like it. And that was 2018, which was around the time where I stopped making Doctor Who videos, or at least I think it was late 2018. I made my last few Doctor Who videos on this channel for like a good while. Like in 2019, I was just going through the motions, and I think anybody who was around on the channel around that time could tell that I had definitely given up with Doctor Who around that time. Oh, K9 and he fell out. Glad I caught him, Jesus. That's K9, lovely. I'll stick him... I'll poke his head out here just so you guys can see him. Yeah, Series 11 was a dreadful year. Dreadful year for Doctor Who. Because then it also preceded 2019, which had no Doctor Who, I'm pretty sure. I think it only had... What did 2019 have? It had the 1st of January 2019 had Resolution, which was a brilliant Dalek story, which I did enjoy at the time as well. But that was... Think about it. Like... My favourite Doctor Who story of the last amazing like Capaldi episode that I enjoyed at the time was Oxygen, and then after that there was nothing I enjoyed. I didn't enjoy the Series 10 finale until like years later when I rewatched it. So think about that, like the gap of like years between the episode Oxygen of Series 10 to the centenary special after Series 11, Resolution. How many years is that? That's at least 2 years between one Doctor Who that I love to another Doctor Who episode that I love. That is a long time for me to hold out. And that's when I started to lose hope in Doctor Who. And I really thought, do I really love Doctor Who anymore? And I thought to myself, no, I don't. I don't love Doctor Who anymore, which was really heartbreaking to me. And I'd really lost a part of myself, I thought. And obviously now I'm like, yeah, like I say, life is too short then to worry about how good or bad a show is anymore. As long as you're enjoying the show, at least at a surface value, there isn't really too much to kick up a fuss about, in my opinion. Obviously, you do need to keep aware of what good writing is and what bad writing is, and Chibnall has had some bad writing in his era, that's for sure. Let's look at Sarah Jane. Lovely older Sarah Jane from the Sarah Jane Adventures. Let's stick her with K9 just behind the camera there. Oh god, she's got high heels. She's not going to stand up on her own for more than a second. Come on, prove me wrong. Oh, she proved me wrong. We'll see if she collapses later. Next set. Alright, we have the Friends and Foes, or Friends and Foe of the 13th Doctor. This is probably Fugitive of the Jadoon set, isn't it, probably? Speaking of good episodes, in Jodie's era, yeah, Fugitive of the Judoon was a decent episode. It's overrated, but I still enjoy it to a decent degree. But I feel like once the initial fuss wore off about the ruthless Doctor and Captain Jack returning, which has now created a certain sour taste in everyone's mouth about Captain Jack when the other stuff came out about John Barrowman, unfortunately. But the episode's still decent, I suppose. It's not amazing, though. But regardless, we have this lovely set with everyone's favourite companion, Ryan. Everyone right dead centre and everything. So, yeah. So, yeah, like I say, lost all hope. Didn't know if I really liked the show anymore, so I stopped making videos about Doctor Who, and I just really tried to branch out, which was the best decision in my life, because having to just run a channel and have it be about one thing, there's only so much you can do and before you run out of ideas. Whereas now I make Doctor Who videos when I want to, and bada bing bada boom, and then I can make videos about whatever else I want as well on the side. It's perfect. So the best decision I could ever have made was just branching out, making more different videos. Come on, Ryan, you piece of shit. You know you're my least favourite companion. Let's just get this over with, get you out of your packaging so I never have to deal with you again. Come on. There you go. Look at this guy. It's a good figure, at least. It definitely gets his likeness down. For him having no emotion in the whole show. Anyway, Yaz, alright, a slightly better companion. Yeah, that's actually a good point, actually. I should talk about that. The Jodie era did pick up in the final season, at least so far, with Flux and with that. With Flux having a mixed bag of episodes, it's easy to overlook the fact that the writing or maybe it's the acting, less the writing. Well, regardless, like the main characters become a lot more developed now, I will say. Like the Doctor in Jodie's era, Jodie's Doctor has definitely become a lot more developed, and I just feel a lot more endearing, and I just feel like I like Jodie's Doctor a lot more in Flux and beyond. And same with Yaz. I feel like I did say this before, and I think in my Series 12 review, I said how I feel like the Yaz will become a much more likeable and much more enjoyable companion to watch when the TARDIS isn't crowded, and there's only her and the Doctor, and then also, what's his name? Graham? No, not Graham, the other one. Dan, that's it, Dan. There you go, there's Yaz. She's a decent companion, I won't lie to you. I didn't like her at all in the first 2 years of Jodie's era, but this one, Series 13, with Flux and everything past it, I feel like she's a pretty decent companion, at least. I feel like she's definitely come into her own now that there's less other companions to take the spotlight. But yeah. And now we have a Judoon. A lovely Judoon. I think this is my first ever Judoon figure, which is weird because you'd think that I would have picked one up back in the the RTD years, but I didn't. There you go. It's pretty cool. Lovely boots, my guy. But yeah, there's a Judoon. We'll shove him up there because I like the Judoon. I feel like they're a pretty cool, like, alien monster, whatever you want to call them in the Who-universe. Oh, it comes with a gun! Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't see that. Oh, that's pretty sick, actually. Come back here, Judoon. I don't think he's like the leader Judoon, but he comes with a gun. That's pretty cool. I won't lie. And it fits in his hand properly. Fits like a glove. That is pretty cool, actually. I'm pretty happy with this Judoon figure, if nothing else. And I'm glad I've got Yaz as well now, because she is an important companion for Jodie's era, that's for sure. But yeah. Wow. What a cool figure. Okay, cool. Yeah, Series 13... at the very least, has made me actually like Jodie's Doctor a hell of a lot more than I did before. Whether that's because Chibnall picked up his socks and actually tried to write the Doctor with some endearing character development or something, or whether it's just because Jodie was sick of Chibnall giving her bad scripts, and she's been like, fuck it, I'm gonna actually come into my own, I'm gonna go off script a bit, and I'm gonna bring my Doctor's own charm to the role, and maybe that's what happened. But regardless, whatever happened, I'm glad it did, because like I say, Jodie's wow, look at that. That's a cool backdrop for a figure set to be. Regardless of what happened behind the scenes, it has done wonders for Jodie's Doctor, in my opinion. I feel like I like her Doctor quite a bit more than I did when it was just Series 11 and 12. I feel like she's really become a Doctor to really, really like. And it even got to the point where I got to the end of Legend of the Sea Devils, and I thought to myself, God, I'm actually kind of sad that her last episode is the next one, despite it being like ages away from right now. There is only one more episode, and then she's gone, and her era's over, and that's a shame, because I feel like Jodie, especially, and I'm not the first person to say this, and I definitely won't be the last. But here's the Dalek, by the way. It looks pretty cool. But I feel like her Doctor will definitely thrive under Russell T Davies. That's for fucking sure. But I guess Chibnall wanted to keep her Doctor to himself, which is a very greedy thing to do, in my opinion. And I'm not trying to paint out Chibnall to be the evil maniacal villain of Doctor Who and the one that's in the chair with the eye patch and the black cat and the evil laugh, ruining Doctor Who, because people thought that of Moffat as well, and now people are asking Moffat to come back to the show. And so, by the way, this is John Hurt. I love John Hurt. I love his Doctor. I love everything about him. That's one thing that Moffat did beautifully, was bring in the War Doctor. Only because Dare the Doctor, they couldn't bring fucking Chris Eccleston back for some reason. So John Hurt is an amazing stand-in. The best fucking one-off Doctor we could ever have wished for, and I need to listen to more of his Big Finish, that's for sure. But it's so fucking sad that he's gone. He died in 2017, I'm still not over it. Honestly. Anyway, sidetracks aside, that's all of the action figures unboxed now. I told you she'd fall over. I'll plonk them all right down here. We'll put Ryan and Yaz back here. There you go. Sarah Jane with K9. You can see all of them now, can't you? Don't fall over, please. Swear to God, had enough of that today. But yeah, closing thoughts. Great figures. I'm very, very happy to finally have all these figures unboxed. And yeah, I'm going to have to find somewhere for like half of these figures on display, because I love them. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Doctor Who at the moment as well. I guess just closing thoughts is, let's try to be hopeful for the centenary. I know there's a lot to expect in the centenary, stuff like Ace coming back, something that I jumped out of my seat and was speechless about. For like 10 minutes, I just sat in my chair in silence, and my parents were like, "You all right?" And I'm like, "Do you not know who Ace is?" And they were like, "Vaguely." And it's like, yeah, we've never seen her in the new series. And then Tegan, don't forget Tegan. It's just a lot of stuff that's happening all at once, all in one episode, which is the thing that people are worrying about, because we know Chibnall likes to cram so much shit into just one episode, and it's just becoming like this mess. Hence the Vanquishers, hence Timeless Children. But I still just want to be hopeful, because at the very least, we're getting Ace back. We're getting Daleks and Cybermen. We're getting the Master. And we're getting the end of Jodie's era. My only worry with that is that all of this other shite that goes on around this episode will kind of overshadow her exit. Unless it's a secret two-parter, and the second episode of this two-parter will be featured at New Year's or something, because we know this centenary, or it's not really a centenary, is it? If it comes out in October, I think it comes out. Regardless, I'm bewilderingly optimistic about this, and I really shouldn't be. I should be expecting a dumpster fire, but I've really come to appreciate Jodie's Doctor. Maybe not her era. I feel like her episodes are a lot of hit and misses, but overall, I will miss her Doctor when she's gone. But yeah, there we go. That's my thoughts on Doctor Who at the moment. You guys wanted to know that. Or if you just wanted to watch this video to see me unbox some figures, then there you go. Goodbye. That's it. We're done.